And we are recording.
And we are recording.
This is actually my real voice, you know. I was just lying
Nice.
all these years.
Dude, I'm so wet right now.
Do you like it?
Yo.
Do,
Ooh,
do you
let me
like it
tell
when
ya.
I, do you like it when I talk like this into the mic? That's what I whispered to
I
Julie's ear
do.
every night.
Guess where my so here's one hand. Guess where my other hand is.
Oh shit! You're shaking your computer, man. Watch out.
Guess, guess where my other hand is.
Oh man! And thank you again to our moms for watching this show.
Ooh.
You guys are the number one listeners. Woo! All right, we're gonna do this, and three, two, one.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like three things: food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. This is a Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
Oh, I'm good. Just a little bloated, but same old, same old.
Just a little bloated.
I'm good. I got baked before I went to bed last night, and I ate so much. I woke up and I just feel disgusting.
Ooh, what was on the menu?
There's this place near me called Mad for Chicken. I think I've talked about it before. It's my favorite restaurant in Astoria, and they're known for their Korean fried chicken. Like I love fried chicken, but I don't
Me
know
too.
what it is with Korean cuisine, but they just like make it super crispy
I
and
know.
like
I know,
it's
dude.
so good. So
I
I
don't know
had
if they
that. I had a
double
lot of
fry.
edamame, some rice.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't know if they double fry their chicken. I don't know what the hell they do, but Korean fried chicken is the crispiest fried chicken in the world. And you can put that on my list. Just do it.
So good.
You don't
Oh,
like
I
it?
love it.
You can fight us if you don't like our word. Starting the shit aggressive.
And then I came home and I was like, I need something sweet. So I have these
Yes.
I have these like little cups by this brand called Bootylicious,
Okay.
and they're muffin cups. So
No.
you peel the top off, and
Okay.
it's packaged almost like a cup of noodles, but it's just got powder at the bottom, and you pour in a quarter cup of water, stir it up real good so it becomes like batter.
Hmm.
Put in the microwave for a minute, and then when it comes out, you've got a muffin.
That is amazing.
And they're 22 grams of protein.
Damn.
Yeah, so I don't feel bad eating it. You know what I mean?
Is that definitely why you took an extra 2 minutes to make it on the show? Because that sounds like a instant explosion.
There's been some activity, some gnarly activity. Do I look sweaty?
Yeah.
Because I am.
So you look a little pale. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You look like you just pushed out the Holy Ghost out of you.
Yeah. When women are like, tell me about it. Like I've gone through
Yeah.
labor. I'm like, bitch, you don't know nothing about labor. Have you been in my bathroom?
Osmario's in there reading the Bible. The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this is actually live footage of my great grandma meeting the Pope.
Oh wow.
So if you ever, that's John Paul II right there. So if you ever need a little extra help, just give me a call, and we'll work through that Holy Ghost together.
Oh my gosh. Have you
Praise
ever
Jesus.
have you ever farted so loud on the toilet that your downstairs neighbors hit the ceiling with the broom?
Never quite that loud.
No?
That's pretty
Aw.
impressive. So that's why there's that broom hole in your bathroom floor. They just fucking come on. No, with Julie, the thing with us is our bath. Well, you've been to my apartment. The bathroom
Mhm.
is literally right smack dab in the center of the living room. So if you have the loud farts, whoever's watching TV in the living room is gonna hear the fucking thunderstorm. You know what I mean? So, Julie, you should play some music out
You know
there.
what I wanna do? I want you to have a dinner party, and when we're
Yes.
all having, like, appetizers in your living room, I'm gonna tell everyone about how my Crohn's disease is really affecting me, and I'm gonna go in the bathroom and make lots of noises, like, every 10 minutes, and I want you to record everyone's responses. I'll come back out and say, "Oh, I don't know what that was," and like, "Are you okay?" "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." "Oh, is that guacamole? I love guacamole." "Oh, can you eat guacamole?" "Oh, yeah, I can eat anything." I'll be right back." You know, I think we should do that.
I can eat anything. It's just the way out that's the problem.
It
I'd be so down.
goes in one and explodes out the other.
That's right. It explodes right into this bag. Here you go.
Yeah.
Where do I put this? Oh god, yeah, I'd be super down. Julie, bring your parents over to dinner. We'll have a great time.
Oh my gosh. At your wedding, if I'm ever in a bathroom stall next to Julie's dad, I'm just gonna scream.
Down those hors d'oeuvres.
And then if your future father-in-law says, "Is everything okay in there?" "Don't look at me! Get
Yeah,
out!"
he actually has a phobia of cream cheese. So you should just go there. There's cream cheese in everything.
Yeah. I love cream cheese.
I love it too, dude. Cream cheese is amazing. I don't know how you can fucking hate cream cheese, but
You can
you
smear it on your arm. I would eat your arm down to a nub.
that is very disturbing. But
Yeah.
thanks, I think. I think that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me at
It
the
is
end
the
of
nicest thing.
the day. And that includes Panamanian hookers who are very friendly.
Yeah.
Very friendly people. Just
Yeah.
saying. They'll say anything. If you're having a bad day, go to Panama, people. They will come right up to you. Anywho, I do, I do wonder what time it is, Mr. Mo. And oh, wait, it's time to get some letters from the listeners. Oh, yeah. Even though they're emails, DMs, whatever you guys sending, all over to our channels. For example, the email fratchatpodcast@gmail.com or on social media at fratchatpodcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Threads. That's on the old YouTube. It's on Twitter/X. Wherever you're sending these. On Facebook. Yes, we even check Facebook. We are answering your letters every single week. Starting 2 weeks ago when I just remembered to do it. But here we are. So, uh, I feel like I should start this week.
Okay.
Simo always gets the mean people, so we should end with him. First one coming from Chris. He does not put location, but I'm going to assume that he's a white guy from somewhere in the North America region, or
Did I
Europe.
write this drunk?
Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling not so much. So he says, I love the show. It's very funny. Thank you for all the laughs. You're welcome. Just a quick question, and I hope I don't offend. Is the CMO being dyslexic and dumb thing a bit, or is he really that dumb? Again, I don't mean to offend, but either way, it's really funny. Thanks, Chris, to Chris. Well, I mean, he does love it.
Well, I can say with 100% certainty that I've read one book in my entire life. It took me almost a year, and it was Are You There, Vodka Is Me, Chelsea. Chelsea Handler's book of memoirs. That's the only book I've
Wow.
ever read.
Wow.
So, I mean, I can read, just not at the same pace as
It
most
just
people,
it
and
just takes him a while.
unfortunately, my reading comprehension sucks. I can read something out loud over and over and over and have no idea what the purpose is. So, like, on the SATs,
Wow.
when they're like, "Read this passage," and they're like, "Okay, what do you think the summary is?" I'm like, "Skip, skip,
Wow.
skip, skip."
That's why I read the news on the show for us, you guys. It's
Mhm.
you know.
If I'm reading anything, I probably practiced it a few times.
That's smart.
But I'm glad that my disability is very funny to you, Chris. From Chris to Chris. God bless.
I feel like it's good there was a Chris asking another Chris, so it's not quite as offensive. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I feel like it's not as hurtful when it's coming from another Chris. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
it's just Chris to Chris.
Well, I got a letter from someone named John. Have you ever heard of Delray?
Delray, California.
Is there a Delray, Florida?
Oh, Delray. There's a bunch of Delrays. There's Delray in Virginia. There's a Delray Beach in Florida. Yeah, there's a million Delray.
Well, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville,
There's a bunch of them.
Tampa. Delray, not so much. Is it nice?
I don't know. I don't know about the one in Florida. The one in California is. That's in Fresno County.
Oh,
But I don't know.
John, I was excited to when I saw Delray, but then when I saw it followed by Florida, I was like, "Uh-oh." But this is I
Oh, it
don't know.
actually is nice. Delray Beach. Wow, it looks really nice.
So,
Sorry,
John,
Delray.
if you're listening, John, I don't know what your stance is on this. So, I'm gonna give you my opinion, but I'm not sure if you're gonna like it coming from Florida.
So
So,
what's the question?
this
Let's see.
guy says, "I like your political discussions."
Hey, that makes one.
Chris, as a queer person, what is your take on the ban on transgender athletes?
Ooh, this is
You
gonna
know,
be a sizzler.
we do talk a lot about like political stuff, you know what I mean? But I don't think I've ever really dived into this. I think, me personally, I I think this is so stupid because I can't name one transgender athlete. So there's so much publicity over this topic. Like, name one. Name
Yeah,
one. It's such a small percentage of transgender people in the world. And all the queer people that I know went into the arts. It's like, how
yeah.
rare is it that like any queer person goes
Nah,
into sports,
it's a
But
waste of time.
but I also just feel like it sounds discriminatory against women in a way because they don't care about transgender men that were assigned female at birth. They're concerned about transgender females that were assigned men at birth. Does that make sense? So
Right.
it's almost like the government saying, "Oh, if you transition into a man, we're not worried about you. Like, what are you gonna do?" But the guys that are playing the girls' teams, oh my god, like it's not consistent. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
it's fake outrage just for the purpose of fake outrage. And even Trump himself said it on tape, on public, live on camera. He was like, "Oh, I told them not to bring up the trans topic anymore, the transgender topic anymore, because it's not election week anymore. Okay, believe me. But you bring it up right before an election, the people go crazy. Okay, believe me. So it's a whole thing with that. They just use it to fake out to get that outrage going. But for them, it's fake outrage. But I will say, I don't agree with people who were born male, who went through puberty as a male to then compete against females. It is unfair because, just unfortunately, you know, you have more testosterone in you, which leads to you being bigger and stuff. Like a lot of the people who transitioned were like bottom of the barrel male swimmers who then became like top stars in the female sports. But I don't think it deserved nearly that much news. Like, okay, it's what, like you said, it's 1% of the population, maybe less, and
Maybe I think it might be less than 1% of the
1.3.
population that is transgender, and the percentage of um transgender athletes is like barely a fraction of a percentage.
Yeah, so it's
It's
like
so rare.
just make a fucking rule and be done with it. and move on. Like it's not.
What
It
what
doesn't
makes
deserve a
me
hate campaign. Do you remember the Trump ads, for example?
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt, but like they showed like a little kids playing with like 7 foot tall trans people, and I say that in big quotation marks because it was like clearly like AI generated like monsters. It was like 8 feet tall people with like long hair and a mustache playing like little league basketball on a little girls team. It's like, do you want this playing with your children? It's like, what the fuck, dude? Where did you come up with these people? I'd say one thing about the gay community. They work real hard to look good. Let me just tell you. No fucking trans person's walking out there looking like that. No, no. At least put on some mascara, bitch. Like, come on. Oh, man.
Well, I
It's
feel
awful.
like um it's I think that sports for kids is very important because it teaches you self-discipline. It's good for like physical health. It's good for, learning, teamwork and
Totally.
sportsmanship and just pushing yourself mentally. I think there's so many benefits. And so the idea that like, because these bans are going to affect all ages. And the idea of telling like a little kid like, no, you can't play this sport or whatever team, like, come on, they're just kids.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
understand if it's the Olympics. Listen, international committees on the Olympics make your own rules, like whatever. I understand
Totally.
it's a
But if
lot at
it's like
stake.
Little League, who gives a
But
shit?
yeah, little league, like who cares,
Totally. And at
But
that point, too, like, again, like they haven't gone through puberty. No one's getting hurt. Who gives a shit? But if it's
I
like
feel like if there's
combat sports or something like that, obviously you can't. It's not fair. But like fucking kids, who gives a shit? Let them be
I
kids.
just think that there are so many crazy things happening in the United States and so many things that we could fix. And there's so many just overall problems that should take priority over the off chance that once in a blue moon you might come across a transgender person on a sports team. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
deal with
Again,
it as a onesie twosie.
totally. Again, make a fucking rule and be done with it. But don't make a fucking presidential campaign around something that you are literally more likely to get fucking bit by a shark than you are to run into a trans person in a sports league. Take
Yeah.
that with you. Like that's ridiculous.
You'll get struck by lightning before you compete against a trans person. It doesn't happen that much. So why are you worried about it?
Yeah, like relax, people. Just fuck again. Make a rule and be done with it, and just stop fucking like the thing with trans people. They just want to live. It's not like they're asking for anything. They're not asking to be rulers of the world. They just want to live, just like anybody else does. So it's like,
So
why just campaign against people just for being people? Like, fuck you.
so at my job during the day, so I'm a corporate trainer, and someone would have called me and say, "Oh my gosh, this happened. Like, what are we going to do? Like, this is crazy. Blah blah blah. We have to do something." I might say, "We have to tell everyone." I might say, "Wait a second. How often is this happening? Did it happen one time? Because I have a conversation with that one person. Now, if this is a
Yeah,
global training initiative,
yeah,
then I can make something a little bit more scalable and whatnot. But if it's just a one-off, I'm not going to waste everyone's time having just a one-off conversation.
totally.
Um, so I think that's why I look at this topic. I don't even want to call it an issue because I don't think it is an issue. It's not an
Right.
issue, you know.
Shouldn't be an issue. I don't know.
So,
But
I hope that answers your question, John. I don't know what your take is on it. I don't know if Delray is like a gay area that's safe in Florida, or if it's like one of like the bumfuck trash Florida spots. I don't know. So, I hope you're on the right side of history, John. But thank you for your comment.
and back to Chris, the first email. You see, Simo's not that dumb. So take that
Not
as you.
that dumb. I have my moments.
That's right. So take that with you.
I wipe I wipe front to back like everyone else.
That's right. He writes front to back.
Wipe front to back, no poo in the sack is my motto. Thanks,
That's
Mom.
right. That's right. He learned that when he was 14 years old.
Yep.
Anyways, Mr. Mo, and God, it's just so annoying because I'm like, I haven't told the listeners who are listening, I guess. But if you're watching, you notice I'm recording from a different spot, and I am at my parents' house, recording here this week. I'm here celebrating my mom's birthday this weekend, And I have to fucking bring Timmy with me, dude. And he has been the worst because he needs one of us to fucking handle his work release over the weekends and claim him for work. And since I'm the one with the editing equipment, it has to be me. And dude, he's been like eating all the food here. I had a cake for my mom, and I caught him eating it. So now there's like a whole chunk missing. And like, I'm not gonna fucking get another cake by tomorrow. So he's been awful, but it's time for the news. So let me. He's like sitting over there. He's literally playing video games right now on his phone. I mean, here,
I'm so over him.
I don't know. Let me just give me. Hey, give me the button, or fucking push it. Push the button. It's the news time, dude. Push the button. You're wasting everyone's time. We're live. Oh yeah. Okay, he's ready. 3, 2. No, do not take a bite of that. That's my sandwich. I'm saving it for. Go on, yeah. This guy's sucks. All right. So, I wish this next story happened to Timmy because he's being a real fucking asshole. But 5 days ago, as of this recording, coffee giant Starbucks was ordered to pay $50 million in damages to a delivery driver who was burned by a hot tea that wasn't secured properly.
There's a video.
To his lap. Yep. There's a video in the link.
Yeah.
On March 13th, a Los Angeles jury gave plaintiff Michael Garcia, no relation, brother, the multi-million-dollar award after he sued Starbucks for past and future damages after suffering permanent disfigurement to his penis.
What?
According to a press release from his attorneys. Yes.
Does
Garcia,
he show those pictures in court? Like,
I have a feeling.
You'd have to, right?
I have a feeling that
the whole courtroom would go, "Ooh." That's worth $50 million right there. Everyone snarl at your dick. That's worth $50 million. But I wouldn't see a before and after. Maybe it was always kind of jacked up. Like, what did it look like before this happened?
It's like, did it always point to the left, Mr. Garcia? No, it pointed all the way to the right. So, Garcia's legal team said that the experts testified the delivery driver couldn't have done nothing to avoid could have done nothing to avoid his injuries, and ultimately the jury found Starbucks responsible. Starbucks says that it plans to fighting the verdict, saying, "We sympathize with Mr. Garcia, but we disagree with the jury's decision that we were at fault for this incident and believe the damages awarded were excessive." JC Jackson.
Yeah.
We plan to appeal. We have always been committed to the highest safety standards in our stores, including the handling of hot drinks. So the whole story is that apparently on February 8th, 2020, so wow, right before COVID, Garcia was working for Postmates when he entered an LA Starbucks drive-thru and ordered 3 venti medicine balls, the unofficial name for the coffee chain's honey citrus mint tea, which includes steamed lemonade, hot water, and other ingredients. And the security video, which we have here, shared by Today.com, a barista can be seen placing 3 beverages into a drink carrier at a Starbucks pickup window before handling it to Mr. Garcia. Soon after taking hold of the order, 1 cup fell and spilled hot tea directly into the customer's lap.
He goes,
and he hits the gas pedal before he accelerates out of frame. He was taken by paramedics to the emergency room after the incident and was treated for 3rd-degree burns to his penis, groin, and inner thighs, dude. The release also details Garcia's recovery process from his injuries, which has included 2 skin grafts down there. Oh, the attorney, who I assume was sitting with his legs crossed, said, Michael Garcia's life has been changed forever. He called the verdict a critical step in holding Starbucks accountable. So this is not the first time this has happened, though. Back in 1992, 1992, a New Mexico jury awarded 81-year-old Stella Liebig $2.7 million in punitive damage after she was burned by hot coffee purchased from McDonald's. At
They
the
like
time,
tortured Vigi Vaggie, right?
that's correct. At the time, the
Yeah.
chain kept its coffee at 180 to 190 degrees. And the lady spilled the beverage into her lap while trying to pry the lid off. Ooh. Later, a judge reduced Liebig's award, and the case was settled for under $600,000. But it was like a monumental case. I remember people talked about it for years, and it's become a thing. So I'm sure that was precedent for
You
this.
know,
But
if
whoo,
sh
dude,
if she was younger, she would've gotten more money. So let me give you an example. My grandfather went to go, like, get his car serviced at some dealership, and then some car with these, like, mechanics were working on this one car that had a brake issue, and they drove the car into my grandfather, pinned him against another car, and it broke his
oh,
legs.
oh,
And,
Jesus,
he got, like, very little in a lawsuit because his age, he was in his 80s, and they were like, "Your quality
oh,
of life is so low, so we have to, like, prorate this," so
Tyler,
the maximum, amount that you can get is X amount, but because you're, like, knock on death's door, like, we're gonna give you a fraction of that. And the same thing happened to
totally.
my grandma, on my mom's side. She was in like, a rehabilitation facility after she had, a new hip put in, and they switched her medication with her roommate, and it was
No,
opposite medication, and her roommate died because of it, and my grandma almost died, so we all came home thinking we were going to bury her, and she pulled through, and so there's a lot of other things that they did wrong, but she was awarded a little bit of money, and guess who we sued?
the insurance company.
It was the family of Luigi Mangione.
No way.
They owned Turf Valley, and, like, it was their family that owned this, rehab
Wow.
facility. I think so. I think that they own a lot of stuff in, like,
Wow.
Turf
Like the
Valley
Towson
area
area.
of Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. That's wild. Better hope Luigi doesn't hear this.
So part of me is like, you have a lot of nerve complaining about healthcare. Like, have you been to any of your facilities? Like, come on.
Boom, roasted. Now, Luigi, to be fair, I said nothing against you, so just know that this was all CMO. You can find him in Astoria, New York. So-
Just just let
Stay
me
away
just
from
let
it.
me touch your ween before you murder me.
Apparently, he does
Please.
have like some sexy tapes out there.
Apparently, and then I think that he was experimenting on some things on Grinder.
Oh, so you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. Some people are like, like people claim Prince liked women. I think that
I
was
think
a
he liked
big lie,
both. I think he banged
but
everything.
but I think Prince, Freddie Mercury, there's a lot of people who just like want to just dip and do in anything they get their hands on.
Well, Freddie Mercury was fully on gay, but I think Prince, he'll bang women, he'll bang men, he'll bang turtles, whatever's
Yeah.
available and available. SEMA, Prince. Sorry, I don't know why I said SEMA. Freudian slip. Prince
I
will
don't
be
bang
there.
turtles. The only thing that I bang these days is a cardboard cutout of me.
That's right, which is totally normal. The psychiatrist said.
One could argue is masturbation if you're fucking yourself, you know?
That's right. That's right. Touche.
I was like, what
Touche.
came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. I'm just wanking over here with my cardboard cutout. I do think $50 million is a lot. Let me ask you, if you knew that you would be awarded
Oof.
$50 million, would you voluntarily let someone
No,
spill some shit and destroy your dick?
no, never, never, never. So here's the thing. What are you gonna do with $50 million if your dick is burnt to fucking from scrambled eggs, from hard boiled to scrambled eggs, from sausage to spam? Who are you gonna you gonna buy a jet ski and then fucking what? Someone tries to bang you and then sorry, I have this down here. Like you
I would
can't.
tell them, listen, for 50 million, I can't lose my dick, but you can throw some lukewarm water on me and I'll just take a
Yeah, right. I'll start settling here. But no way, dude. Especially when it's that hot. Oh, and it was not just his dick, it was also his balls. So it was all, and then you need the skin grafts after too. Like imagine like the recovery alone and the pain that this man must have been for fucking months. Oh no, I
Maybe
wouldn't
he
wish
got
that.
a ball sack lift
Yeah, ball
as a
psychology.
courtesy. Like, you know what? There's a lot of destroyed skin down here, but you don't need it. They're hanging kind of low. Let's get these babies back up where they're supposed to be. You're
that's
welcome.
that's right. We're gonna make your balls look like Magic Johnson's head. You're welcome. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. That's too much for me. That is too much for me. I could never wish that upon my worst enemy.
Let me tell you,
Oh
that little girl doesn't work at Starbucks anymore.
no,
I think
guarantee
she's
you
wearing a
that.
mask on the video, right? Was she wearing a mask?
No, I think it was right before COVID.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Let me
good
see.
luck getting a job elsewhere.
Yeah, let me check a Rooney over here. Yeah, no mask, but she has the headset thing, so it's kind of hard to see her in the video.
Yikes.
But and it's the thing is also it was like the big cups too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it wasn't even like it was like a small cup. Oh no! I just watched it again by accident, dude. No, I would not wish that on anybody. $50 million is not enough, in my opinion.
I think just having to show pictures of a deformed dick is enough to get you some
Fuck yeah!
at least 50
And you
million.
never know. You're talking about your grandparents and the potential and shit. You don't know what was in that ball sack. You know, Michael Jordan came from a poor family. Michael Jackson came from a poor family. You never know. That man's working as an Uber driver, sure, but inside his balls could have been the next Neil Armstrong, the next Michael Jordan, the next Madonna, the next Bruno Mars. You don't know. You just don't know. So it's all about the potential, baby. And those potentials got ruined. I'll tell you, those eggs will never be served for dinner again. Who the fuck's gonna want that? Ugh.
That would be a
Ah.
funny SNL skit if they're like, if the courtroom is like, all right, we have exhibit A here, and the judge is like, what are we looking at? We are looking at a horribly disfigured, quite frankly, disgusting remnants of what used to be a decent cock. Decent.
And the guy's just sitting there like,
And he's just sitting there like, oh.
I'm right here. It's not that bad. I can still kind of touch it. I don't whack it though. I just push into it.
You know what? When I was single and dipping and doing, I would always before I like touched anything, I would inspect it. Like I'm looking for scarring, I'm looking for
Yeah.
all sorts of, so
Whew.
if people are inspecting his, his giblets this point forward, everyone's just gonna assume that it was from like something not so kosher.
Ah! Looks like a Halloween costume. His dick looks like Freddy Krueger. Hello, Chris. Freddy's coming for you. Oh man. So again, Miguel Garcia. So sorry that happened
Can you
to you.
imagine if you're in labor and they're like, "Listen, it's too late for us to give you an epidural, but we have something else that can take your mind off the pain. Hey, Mr. Garcia, can you come here and whip it out? Oh my god! Oh my god! You're welcome."
At least that'll never happen to you. So, oh man. So yeah, maybe we'll not be using the Starbucks hot drive-through for hot drinks anymore. Mr. Mo. That's just, whew, not for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, got another story here for you, and another epic edition of Not the Drag Queens. Hit it, Timmy! Oh yeah, he was ready for that. That's time. So, someone had to step down from their jobby McJobs job because apparently they were trying to pick up a little unsolicited minor for prostitution. But was it someone reading to kids dressed in drag? No, of course not. Because in another edition of It's Not the Drag Queens, ladies and gentlemen, a Minnesota state senator was caught in a sting operation and resigned under fire just this past Thursday after he was charged with soliciting a minor for prostitution. And again, it's not a drag queen. It's a Republican, Justin Eichhorn of Grand Rapids, Michigan, who submitted his resignation in a letter to Governor Tim Walz, Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson said in a statement. This is the right thing for me to do for his family and the Senate, Johnson said, which is why I assume what Mark Johnson sounds like. We're ready to move on and do the important work that needs to be done at the Capitol. That's why I assume like he sounds like his name's Mark Johnson, for God's sakes. Eichhorn 40 has been jailed since his arrest on Monday in Bloomington in an undercover operation targeting commercial sex involving juveniles. He's scheduled to make his first court appearance Thursday afternoon. Court records did not list an attorney who could speak on his behalf. Apparently, investigators had placed multiple ads online offering sex for money, according to the charging documents. Eichhorn exchanged text messages with an undercover officer purporting to be a 17-year-old girl for several days until they arranged a meetup where he was arrested. The thing said, I saw your post, and chance you're still available tonight? One asked, according to an FBI affidavit, while later a message asked, what's the guy got to do to get with the hottest girl online tonight? Oh, God. After his arrest,
Ew.
officers seized 2 cell phones, a condom, and $129 in cash. The federal charges attempted coercion, enticement of a minor to engage in prostitution. 6 other suspects were arrested in the sting as well. And this sounds very familiar to that guy that we knew in college. Who was, again, not a drag queen, was a cop instead. But yes, this guy, and if you look at his picture, I mean, this dude looks like a total fucking weirdo. And just him saying that text, what's the guy got to do to get with the hottest girl online tonight? Is like the weird, he looks like Butters from South Park. Whoa, jeez.
Ew, it's so gross.
I'm trying to get down busy tonight with you, baby girl. You want to come back to my mother's house? That's what he looks like. He talks like. And then he calls his boss. Excuse me, Mr. Johnson. I'm not going to be able to come into work tomorrow. I'm a little busy. Mr. Mark Johnson. Oh, that's okay. You can bring the 17-year-old over to my house when you're done. Wait, what? I'm not a rapist. Hang up the phone. And then, of course, the NSA comes in and arrests everyone. And it's a whole thing. I had to be there. Anyways. That just goes to show that maybe, just maybe, speaking of the trans issue thing, where making a whole hill out of a mole or whatever the fuck
Making a mountain out of
the
a
expression
molehill?
is, that's what it is. You can't make a hill out of a mole. That would be very brutal. We take several moles killed, but it just goes to show that maybe the issue here, the political campaign shouldn't be made around the drag queens that read to kids, because I still have yet to see real drag queens that do this shit. But
I can't
I
think of
keep seeing
one
cards
drag
by the
queen.
Republican Party.
I can't think of,
Well, I
like, off
saw
the top of
like
my head.
news where a dude pretended to be a drag queen just so he could try to molest kids. But here's the thing: being a drag queen takes a lot of effort. You can't just pretend to be a drag queen. You will
You just
get
throw a
found
wig
out.
on and be like, looky
So
cookie. But I can't think of one
I'm a drag
drag
queen.
queen. Yeah, I can't think of one drag queen ever to have been accused of like foul play or grooming with kiddos. But I can Google and find like dozens and dozens
Wow.
of
Wow.
political leaders, people in law enforcement, religious leaders. Like, come
Mhm.
on, like, can we focus on the real issue here? This is very similar to what we talked about earlier, like,
Totally.
happens so infrequently. Why did drag queens have such a bad rap? Like, I don't understand. Have you never watched Mrs.
Totally.
Doubtfire?
Right?
Come on.
Robin Williams had a heart of gold in that. And note, I did see somewhere, the exact figure is escaping my mind, but it was over 60% of politicians that get arrested for child diddling crimes are fucking Republican. The rest are a combination of Democrats and independents and shit like that. So it's like over 60%. It might have been as close as 68. I can't remember if it was that high, but it was over 60%, which is wild. So I don't know, this whole thing about protecting women from, men in sports and shit. I don't know. Maybe the call's coming from inside the house, guys.
Is
Like the
isn't the
fact that that's a
Republican Party
statistic is
the
fucking weird.
isn't the Republican Party the party of, like, family values? Oh,
That's
can you
what
hear
they
me?
say. So
Oh, sorry. I think
yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
internet is lagging a bit. But yeah, they say that Republicans are the party of family values, and, like, my family didn't value um pedo behavior, so
No,
I think
fuck no.
Republicans need to do a
So
better job.
yeah, so if you're a Republican, you're listening to this. We're not coming at you. Just know the fact that that's a statistic is very alarming about your leadership. So y'all can still do something. Get out there. They're not going to listen to me and SEMO. We make fun of them too much. That's just a fact. But meanwhile, you, the constituents, you guys can listen to them and tell them to fucking clean house and all those goddamn secret pedos. It's fucking weird,
Mhm.
man. So, but anyways, that's just me. But it's time to get to it, Mr. Mao, because we have a very, very juicy topic this week here at the Frat Chat Podcast to get to. And this one, Mr. Mao, is one where we're going to talk about love. But no, not the traditional love. We're talking about that love that you have to have a certain amount of millions of dollars to have. Oh, yes. It's that sexy affair love. Because you need a wife when you have a side sexy babe on the side, right?
Totes.
Give me some. So, right here, the Frat Chat Podcast, we're going to talk about the best, the greatest, the juiciest celebrity affairs here on the show. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this one is going to get very juicy because the claws will come out. People will have their hearts pulled out of their soul right here at the Frat Chat Podcast. So get ready to get juicy with the top 10 juiciest celebrity affairs. Oh, yeah. Now, you know what's very difficult? Spelling the word juiciest. Spell juiciest.
You want me to spell it?
Yes, do it.
Oh shit. Juic.
Wrong! Already wrong.
Oh.
That's right. I found there's an I before the C. And
Oh, I guess so, yeah. Juic IEST?
that's right. So there's an I before the C and after the C, which is super confusing because I would write it as Jucist, and the spell check kept saying it's wrong. I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, it was because there was a missing I. So juiciest is a very weird word to write. Just saying. I learned that researching this topic, but yeah, we have a good one. This is a very juicy list here on the Frat Chat Podcast, Mr. Mo. I'm glad I got my glass here just in case for all the juice. So,
Nice.
why don't you get us started, Mr. Mo? What's your top?
Well, I actually picked this one with you in mind because I know that you're an expert on Vanderpump Rules. So,
Oh,
you know Sheena?
that's right.
So Sheena used to dip and do with Eddie Cibrian, who was married to Brandy Glanville.
Oh yes, that was a
So that was
big.
kind of the crossover story from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills into Vanderpump Rules. Okay,
Yep.
so in May 2001, Eddie Cibrian, I think I'm saying his last name right, Cibrian, married Brandy
Oh.
Glanville. She was a former model and a reality TV star. They had 2 kiddos, and then they separated 8 years later, when it was revealed that Eddie had an affair with country music singer LeAnn Rimes. So LeAnn Rimes was
Ooh.
the other woman, and then they ended up, getting married. So,
Yeah.
nothing against LeAnn Rimes. I think that they had, they were in a movie together called Northern Lights, so
Right.
they had some chemistry, great for them, but, if you looked at Brandy back in the day and Leanne, there's no question that Brandy was the hotter one. And so like I feel like if you're gonna like if you're gonna ruin your family dynamic, break up a family, like don't you at least want to upgrade? Like, hello. I
I
don't
will
understand.
say, I will say, Liam Rams really does it for me, especially.
Really?
She's very cute, but fuck, man, you've heard Brandy speak. Like Leon Rams is at least a talented singer and actress. Brandy is fucking Brandy. Hello. This is what she sounds like to me. She sounds like an annoying Charlie Brown's teacher.
Wah 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 wah.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
she's fucking nuts too, and just like oof. I don't
but the kicker is while he was cheating on Brandy, Um, with Leanne Rimes, he was also kinda cheating on Leanne Rimes with Sheena. So Sheena
know.
said
Yeah.
that she dated this guy who was married to Brandy at the time, and that, she started, dating him, I guess, let's see, probably in, like, 2006 or so, and then she said that 6 or 8 months went by when she found out he was married, and she called him out, and then, like, he lied about it, and then he owned up to it, and they didn't talk for a while, then they kinda rekindled things, but she's like, at that time, he was also dating Leanne Rimes, and she didn't know about that either,
Wow.
um you even though I Leanne Rimes and, Sheena are,
So
um
annoying.
they're they're home wrecking hussies, and they said they didn't know, but at this day and age, Wikipedia was already in existence, and so, like, if you're dating an actor, like, there's their personal life is public knowledge, you know?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
who doesn't Google people before they go on a date with them, you know?
Yeah. No, back especially I mean back then, maybe for the rest of us, we wouldn't have been able to find a significant other. But if they're a celeb, they would definitely would have been on Google. So yeah, that's on them. And also, it's like, listen, did you never go back to his house? You know what I mean? Because it's like you can maybe if you banged in a hotel every single fucking time, which sounds expensive. So I don't think that's a thing. If you walk into someone's apartment and they live there with a significant other, there's going to be proof of the significant other all over the goddamn house. That this person's going to be no way he's gonna have time to take it all off and put it back on before the fucking wife notices. You know what I mean? Pictures, uh, decorations, things like that, clothes. Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Even if I wanted to have an affair on Julie, someone came to my house, my apartment, and it's not a big apartment. The first thing they would see is pictures of us all over the goddamn place, and I'm way too lazy to take that. So it's like, come on, dude. I don't know. There's no way that they didn't know. That's just me. I
I
agree.
agree.
I agree. And Sheena especially, she was a clout chaser too. So she wanted to sleep. Remember, I don't know if you remember when she would shut up about John Mayer. I used to go out with John Mayer. Yeah, me and him used to bang. That's like, dude, shut up. Like, we get it. John Mayer goes to you. That is like your claim to fame right now. And then Vanderpump Rules blew up, and then she stopped talking about John Mayer. For a long time, that was her like thing. It's like,
Um, I think she got some stage time or I guess, camera time a while back because she was involved in a lawsuit against Hooters. I think she worked at Hooters and someone recorded her changing
no,
and there was a
Jesus,
lawsuit about it. Yeah.
Jesus, Sheena. Her life is just ridiculous. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And the
Well,
person recording her was her dad.
no.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? And that was her audition tape to eat.
Yeah.
You want to see more of this?
She's like, Daddy, get my good side.
Hey, worked for Kim Kardashian, right?
Yeah,
Deep throat Ray J, Kim. It looks great on from this angle.
exactly.
Cradle the balls. Oh
Yeah.
man.
What do you have first on
Anyways,
your list?
that was the first one for Simo. The first one on my list. I'm gonna start you with another home wrecking hussy, Angelina Jolie.
Ooh, the original.
That's right. When Billy Bob Thornton cheated on Laura Dern with
Mhm.
Angelina Jolie.
People,
And
people
this,
don't know that.
yeah, this was a crazy one because, everybody knows Angelina Jolie from a later affair that I have a feeling we'll see on this very list. But before that celebrity affair, she was involved in another one, a love triangle of sorts with now Big Little star Laura Dern, back then known for Jurassic Park, and actor Billy Bob Thornton, who Jolie later married. Apparently, Dern and Thornton had been together for around 2 years in the late 90s when things between them ended rather abruptly. Thornton reportedly left Dern to marry Jolie before properly ending things with the Marriage Story actress. In a 2000 interview with the now defunct Talk magazine, Dern explained that Thornton left her while she was away for work. Her quote says, "I left our home to work on a movie, and while I was away, my boyfriend got married, and I'd never heard from him again. It's like a sudden death, for no one has been uh, for no one has there been any closure or clarity," she said. And big shout out to marieclaire.com for providing this info. They
I
gave me a
love
lot of
Marie
my
Claire.
info. They have a lot of good juicy stuff for a
Yeah.
perfect juicy celebrity affair list. But yeah, can you imagine that, dude? Billy Bob didn't even break up with her. He just fucking dipped out
But like, of
and
all people,
married
Billy
someone else.
Bob, like
Yeah,
Billy Bob.
yeah.
Like what? What
Really
does he have?
bad.
Like beer flavored penis? Like what is this?
I know, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is Billy Bob Thornton so good with the ladies? It is insane. And back then, too, he did not look much better. In 90s Billy Bob with like bleached blonde hair looks insane. To be fair, this is Angelina Jolie's prime time, peak hottest time in her life, where she was just a total babe. So I do not blame Billy Bob for letting her put her claws on him. But goddamn, dude, talk about bad with dealing with people. How do you how do you fucking leave your girlfriend, say goodbye, have fun on your trip, and then get married with someone else while they're away? Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's pretty horrible.
That's so strange.
Um,
Uh,
he was a lot
yes.
older than Angelina, and they I remember at an award show, like red carpet, she was like, "We just had
MTV.
sex in the limo,"
Yeah, we
right?
just fucked on the way here.
I was like,
Yeah, and
gross.
they
It was
had
just
like a
so in
vial
your
of each other's
face about
blood.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, gross.
yeah, they were gross. They were so fucking weird,
Didn't
and
she kiss her brother like on the mouth?
yeah, a
Like
couple
people
of
don't
times.
remember Angelina. She was a fucking weirdo. Like she did an incredible job in her both of her Oscar-winning performances because she
Yeah.
is a nut job.
Yeah. And then once she ended up marrying Brad Pitt, I feel like she ended up becoming like an ambassador of the world type thing, and people stopped talking about the nutty shit as much. But yeah,
Yeah.
she had an interesting beginning in her Hollywood career. And this is definitely a wild start to say the least. But yeah, her and Billy Bob were so weird. Ugh. I would never imagine carrying around Julie's blood with me. Like that'd be so fucking weird. Who
Speak
does
for yourself. I'll take a vial of her blood right now.
that? That's right. It is Jewish blood, so maybe it's lucky.
Yeah.
Throw you some of my Jew blood. Ah, my eyes.
Uh,
Anyways, what
well,
you got next?
next up, I'm gonna ask you a question. Who do you think I'm referring to? So this next person, um, they say that at least 26 women have accused this person of sexual misconduct, with allegations stretching
Oh
back
God.
to the 1970s, running through the 2016. And no, it's not Bill Cosby. So who else could it be?
I'll quickly answer. Excuse me, you better not be talking about me. Okay, believe me,
Yeah,
because I'm telling you right now.
Donald, I am talking about you.
Oh
So
no, you better not be. Okay, believe me, because I didn't do any of it. Okay, believe me. Those women are nowhere near attractive enough for me to put my Donald on them. Okay, just believe me. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them out. Look at them. Let me see. Let me see pictures of all of them naked, and I'll tell you right now. Wait, Donald,
I
that's creepy as shit. You can't do
yeah,
that.
I
Can't give me
I
naked pictures.
when I hear Donald Trump, his name, I think Cheeto because people call him Cheetos. I think
Yes.
mushrooms because his penis was described to be like a little mushroom. I think little hands, and I think like I don't think of like any like productive bills that he may have passed or any constructive things he's done for the country. I think of like all this like nonsense. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of his failed relationships. You ready for this? So once upon
Bring
a
it.
time, in 1977, he married his first wife, Ivana Trump, and he was at this point, just a young real estate developer. His marriage to Ivana fell apart when he started dipping and doing with Marla Maples, and this dominated the tabloids in the 1990s. So he was on like every magazine cover. So then, in 1991, Ivana and Trump divorced because of Marla Maples. So then he and Marla Maples, a couple years later, got married soon after they had their daughter Tiffany, who like is kind of the forgotten child in the
Right.
Trump family. Um, and then 4 years later, they announced plans to divorce. So a year later, he met model Melania, and then they married a few years later. So in September 2005, he was caught on tape telling Access Hollywood that he was able to grab women by the pussy because when you're starting, just let you do it. Remember this?
Oh yes.
And then like a few months later, he had his son Baron with Melania. And then that same year, just a couple months after his son was born, adult film star Stormy Daniels alleged that she and Trump had a sexual encounter. And then same year, Playboy model Karen McDougal alleged that she started an affair with Trump even closer to the birth of Barron in 2006. Um, a number of women have also alleged that Trump sexually harassed or assaulted them during his relationship and marriage to Melania. So this
Oh
is just a serial cheater.
yeah.
This is the leader of the free world in the highest political position in the world, and
Oof.
his character sucks. So people are like, "How can I like Trump? Well, what's to like? Like he's a businessman. Well, he's had multiple failed businesses, so everything
Yeah.
he's touched tanked. He's applied for bankruptcy a million times. So
Okay,
no, he's not a good businessman.
I
He's not a
take
good
great
family man.
offense. I take great offense at you saying that. Okay, believe me. Because not everything I touch tanks. Okay, believe me, I touched your mother last night and she was definitely not tanking. Donald!
Donald,
What the
she
hell,
has
man?
pneumonia, leave her alone.
Oh man, get him out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Timmy, get him out of here. Yes, I think Timmy is secretly a maggot, which is why he actually keeps letting Donald Trump in here. But it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. The storming of the Capitol, everything, putting it very well together. Anywho, yeah, that's Mr. President. No good.
Yeah, no
Uh,
bueno. What's next for you?
Up next, we have the next chapter and that evil, cheating hussy Angelina Jolie's laugh.
What a home wrecking hussy.
What the fuck, man? Because this time she wasn't wrecking Laura Darren's relationship. No, no, no. This time she was wrecking a marriage, a full blown marriage between Brad Pitt and Jenna Aniston, when Angelina Jolie got her claws in him. Because this time Brad Pitt was married to Jennifer Aniston, where sparks flew on this set while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith with co-star Angelina Jolie. Angelina Aniston ended up filing for divorce in 2005, and Jolie later caused a stir in 2008 when she said in an interview that she and Pitt were looking forward to their children seeing Mr. and Mrs. Smith one day, saying, "Not a lot of people get to see a movie where their parents fell in love." Oh man, that's creepy. The celebrity couple split in 2016 after a 10-year relationship, which ended in a very messy divorce. And I'm seeing a pattern here, Angelina. Seeing a pattern.
Absolutely. And also, like, my heart just goes out to Jennifer Aniston, and, like,
I
Jennifer
know.
Aniston had, like, some relationships after, of course, after,
After Brad.
Brad Pitt, but I I don't necessarily I didn't see the chemistry that she had when she was with
I
Brad Pitt, like, they
know.
were,
We
like,
all wanted them. Yeah, they were the couple.
the
Everybody did.
couple. Absolutely. And I also think that, I I don't know this for sure, but she strikes me as a person who probably wouldn't mind having a couple kids,
Totally.
and she never got that opportunity, and now I think it might be a little too late,
Yeah.
anatomically, and, she
They
looks
would have
at her
been
ex.
beautiful kids too.
Yeah, and she looks at her ex-husband who has, like, a litter of kids, a whole fucking soccer team.
Yeah, but at the same time, they went a little too far with the whole, they adopted like 17 kids.
Were they competing with Madonna?
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot. Especially there's like, and this is a whole other topic for a whole other day, but there was like rumors that they were not the cleanliest couple, and like there's like dog shit all over their house and shit, and like
Ugh,
these kids are running wild. So I don't know, man. I think she maybe dodged a bullet with the 19 kids, but imagine one or two little beautiful Jen Aniston, Brad Pitt prodigies running out there. They would have taken over the world. They would have been too beautiful for us to handle. But yeah. And how do you cheat on Jen Aniston? How do you leave Jen Aniston,
I
who
know.
seems like the coolest lady ever? And back then, too, when she was at her peak, like babyest McBaberson. Makes me revert to like a 12-year-old. This is the only way to describe her. She was that hot back then. I don't get it. I don't get it. 2005 Jen Aniston is literally one of the hottest women walking God Green's earth at that time. Uh, I don't know how you leave that. So I do wonder
I'm
if
gay, and
Brad
I
Pitt,
agree 100%.
right? And the thing is, her and Brad Pitt still have this like weird chemistry. Where I saw they were doing like a table read for something digitally during COVID, and they both joined like a Zoom chat at the same time, and they were like saying hi to each other, and she was like, "Hi, Pitt." He said, "Oh, hi there, beautiful," and they're like still the way they spoke at each other. I was like,
Oh,
"Man, just
so
get
much
back together."
chemistry.
Just get back together. They're like two of the most beautiful people on earth still. I still have hope for them. I don't care that it's been 20 years.
Jennifer Lopez got back with Ben Affleck, and none of us were like, "Oh, we really wanted this to happen again." We were like, "Really?
Right.
Like, remember what happened last time? Like, you really wanna do this?" But,
Yeah,
like,
no, that
Jennifer
was
Aniston and Brad Pitt, when if they were to get back together, the whole world would support.
seriously. So if you're listening, Brad and Jen, which I know you both listen at different times of the week, please make sure to have your reps put you back in touch together and invite us to the wedding
Yes,
because
please.
I think it's our ideas. So, just saying.
I
Anyways,
saw this article recently where I guess I don't know if they were on vacation or what, but somehow this couple ran into Keanu Reeves and was like, "Hey, we're getting married. Do you wanna come to our wedding?" And he was like,
yes.
"Sure." And then he showed up. How cool is that?
Yeah, he's great. I love Keanu Reeves so much. He's just like the coolest man ever. I was reading another one about he was like talking about he was like walking down the street one day and saw these dudes who had like skates and hockey sticks, and he just asked, "Oh, hey, what are you guys doing?" And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna go play. We have a weekly hockey game that we play at the park or whatever. You want to join?" And literally, he became buddies with them, and for like 12 years, he played every Sunday with these dudes, and like
Oh,
have
really?
his new buddies that he met in his neighborhood, which is like the cutest meet cute of buddies ever.
Aw.
So Keanu Reeves is just like the sweetest man ever. If you need friends, Keanu, we're here too. I would love to hang out with him. He's like the
Yeah.
coolest. He's so nice, and he's like trained to do John Wick stuff. So it's like, come on, I
It's
want
a
to
good
hang
friend to
out with
have
him.
in a bar fight, you know?
Yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, this is my next one. My next one is uh I'm going like I'm going back in time, but I think to myself, like one of the biggest like vixens back in the day. One of the biggest vixens back in the day was Elizabeth Taylor. And I think she was married maybe like 8 times or
Oh
something. But no one wanted their husband around Elizabeth Taylor.
yeah. Uh-uh.
So
Uh,
do you know who Debbie
Julia would have
Reynolds
wanted me
is?
around her. Debbie Reynolds? No, I don't. Was she married to
Her
Bert?
daughter her daughter was Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher.
Oh shit! Yeah. I see her.
So
Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds was married to this guy named Eddie Fisher, and they had a child named Carrie Fisher.
Oh my
And then
God, Debbie Reynolds. Sorry to interrupt you. Not only was she in Singing in the Rain, but
yeah,
she was the old lady in Halloween Town, the witch. Remember Halloween Town, Disney
yeah,
movie? Okay,
she
yeah,
was
yeah,
a
absolutely
huge
know who she
actress
is.
back in the day. So
Yeah,
she and
huge.
Eddie Fisher had such a beautiful relationship. And then I think Elizabeth Taylor's husband passed away. She was married to this guy named Mike Todd.
Mhm.
So Eddie Fisher like was comforting Elizabeth Taylor and then later fell for her.
Ooh,
So he divorced
ooh,
Debbie Reynolds and married Elizabeth Taylor in 1959. And then 5 years later, Elizabeth Taylor was like, I'm over this. I'm actually gonna marry my Cleopatra's co-star named Richard Burton. So she kind of like recycled through people. So I kind of feel like Eddie Fisher was a
ooh.
victim in this because he got sucked into the web that was Elizabeth Taylor. Gladiator, And so I feel bad. I feel bad. This homewrecking hussy just wrecked marriages. So
Yeah,
maybe if she didn't break up that marriage, then maybe Carrie Fisher wouldn't have been such a train wreck for her whole life.
I know it's tough though, because fuck, I know that Elizabeth Taylor aged into a evil ghoul from outer space, but Cleopatra era Elizabeth Taylor was a hot piece of ash, as
Yeah.
Chris Farley would say. Yeah, she was so hot that how do you resist that? I don't know, man. Especially in that little Cleopatra outfit with all the cleavage. I am looking at it right now. And let me tell you, I think I'm going to need a few minutes, folks.
Just clean up when you're done.
That's right. Timmy, flash the waiting screen. Yeah, no. At the same time, dude, if you, and this goes to any relationship, if you meet a new relationship while breaking another relationship, that means you can never fully trust the person that you're with because that
Oh,
means
of
that
course.
what's to mean that they're not to do it again or you. So it's like if they broke up a marriage the first time, that they're not above doing it again. So it's like, what makes you so special, dude? So people are just dumb. I would have never.
And then when people get married again on the heels of a very recent divorce, it's like, okay, I
Yeah,
wonder what happened, you know?
totally, totally. It's like, and you just know it's a rebound. So it's like,
Totally.
ugh, I don't know. People
Yeah.
gotta be smarter than that. But yeah, that's a good one. That is a very good one. And again, Liz Taylor, back in her day, I don't know if many people could have said no to her. I don't know if I could have personally, but that's just me. Anywho, taking you back, not quite towards the present, but sure to 2012, a land where I don't know if it was a better time necessarily, but it was a time. uh, and this was when Kirsten Stewart was cheating on Rob Pattinson with
Ooh.
Rupert Sanders, which the news came out in July 2012 when Kristen Stewart, made headlines for cheating on her boyfriend and co-star Robert Pattinson with her Snow White and the Huntsman director Rupert Sanders, which crazy that a new Snow White movie is about to come out as we're talking about this. So we're full circle here. And the crazy thing is, not only was Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart in a relationship while she was cheating on him with Rupert Sanders, but Rupert Sanders was also married at the time, ladies and gentlemen. Stewart later publicly apologized to Pattinson, and they resumed their relationship. However, later that year split. For the record, now Stewart is dating and engaged to screenwriter Dylan Meyer, who most notably is not a dude. She is a chick. So Kristen Stewart is now a lesbian. Or she was a lesbian
I think she's open about bisexuality, but I always think that like most bisexual people that I know lean like one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right,
I think
absolutely.
I
I'm
think
like,
that she like leans towards the Vigi Vaggie, and then once a blue moon after a few drinks, she's like, "Whoops, there's a ween."
totally.
You know,
And if you think about it,
I don't know.
2012, Robert Pattinson and Twilight Time looks like a young lesbian, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, kind of like Justin Bieber back in the day looked like a little lesbian.
right? He totally looked like a little lesbian. So he had the high pitched voice too.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
I think that I love, oh, what's her name? Charlize Theron. I love her, and she
Yes.
even, like, spoke out and was like, "I don't approve of this behavior," and I was like, oh, I'd be crushed if Charlize Theron was like, "Chris, like, do better." You know what I mean? Ooh,
Totally. Totally, dude. So, well, yeah. That is
what can you do?
Kristen Stewart and Rob Pattinson. I don't know. That was always such a weird time for me because people loved the Twilight series, but let me tell you, I just never, and I love vampire shit, I love werewolf shit, but I never quite could get into it. Like I remember I even took a girlfriend to see the third one in theaters, and I was very high, but I totally fell asleep in the middle of it. Uh, and it's not good. So those movies were not for me, but people fucking love them.
I
Were you a
watched
Twilight guy?
Twilight for the first I watched it for the first time on shrooms, during the pandemic,
Oh, honestly, that's not a
and I
bad
was
way to go into
infatuated
it.
with it.
Yeah, with this glowy fucking. Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. Honestly, I might have enjoyed it had I been on mushrooms. I'm gonna write that down. That could be the way to fix that franchise for me. Watch it
Yeah,
on mushrooms. Genius. Genius. Anyways, what you got next?
Well, my next one, I'm gonna bring you back in time again. So this one is doop, doop. So this one, I think really rocked the world, and it ended up being one of the biggest like mysteries of the 20th century, in my opinion. Because no one really knows how Marilyn Monroe
Did you
died, but we can
say
all assume,
mystery?
yeah, yeah, because I think that is
Mystery.
is that is that what Julie uses when she's trying to find you
That's
downtown?
right. That's right. This is for Oral Sex Tuesdays. Says hello. Wow, you really look huge now.
Yeah. You say, Julie, tell me how big it is. It's really
That's right.
big.
Hold on.
So big.
It's massive.
I dated a guy one time that wanted me to tell him how big his dick was, and it wasn't. And actually, during sexy
Oh,
time, he would be like, "Is it in? Is it in?" And I would think to myself, if you have to ask, like, probably not. You know what I mean? Like, oh
that's right.
gosh.
And believe me, you'll know. My linens will be destroyed. You'll know.
He'd be like, "You like this big like hard dick?" No,
It's like,
no, I don't at all.
sure, buddy.
All you got?
Wait, It's in what day?
Yikes. Anyway,
Anywho.
so Marilyn Monroe and JFK, there's been rumor that they had some sort of
Yeah.
relationship. Timmy, it's enough of that.
I know. Jesus.
Marilyn Monroe and JFK were rumored to have, some romance. It's also rumored that maybe she slept with his brother Bobby or
Yes.
Robert Kennedy as well. So she got around, and she really was like Miss Hollywood. She's so
She's so
beautiful,
hot too. Yeah,
super
she was.
successful, and
To
she
this
was just
day,
like,
she's still one of the hottest women to ever walk the earth. Like she's
oh yeah, I
defeated the
mean,
beauty standard for many years, many a decade.
absolutely. So, I had a note on my phone. I think that um So we I I just think of this because John F. Kennedy and myself, we have the same birthday. And so I
Oh,
always think about this story, but the famous happy birthday to you in that white dress, that was at
happy birthday, Mr. President. She starts like coming.
it was like a legendary, like sultry performance. This was in May of 1962. And
Mhm.
then, it was, like, super embarrassing for everyone because, Jackie O was there, like, his family, everyone was there, and it's like, "Oh, come on, girl, like, get it together." But she was, like, basically, like, dripping wet for him, in this
Yeah.
rendition of Happy Birthday. And then
Yes.
August, this the same year, August, she was found dead in her bed. So, um, it was claimed that it was people say that it was a probable suicide, that maybe she took too many prescription pills, but it just wasn't
Nope.
like her. And a lot of people think that maybe um, there was some pillow talk potentially, and that they had to eliminate her. So maybe the
Yeah,
Kennedys,
she was.
conspiracy theories say that the Kennedys were behind her murder, but no one really knows.
Yeah.
So Marilyn Monroe, who was one of the most famous people in the world, has a mysterious death that even to this day we have no idea what happened.
Well, here's the thing. She would also apparently call the White House directly for him, which is not
Hmm.
good. And while, like you said, they did find her OD'd, they one speculate that the amount that was in her stomach was one too much for her to physically take herself, but two that it might have been put in there post mortem, like force her to swallow the pills as like shoved down her throat and she's already dying type thing,
Hmm.
because they were like undigested essentially. So I do think this is something that's very fishy. And I mean, having affairs with both Kennedy brothers sure doesn't help. And this was a time where the CIA was just becoming a thing, and they would literally unalive people by fucking flying them over in planes over the jungle and be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go check out Nicaragua or whatever." So, "Oh, what's that? Look out the window," and then fucking open the plane, just push them out, and never to be
Yeah.
seen again. So it would not shock me in any way if there was something deeper going on at this case.
Is there a chance that the people who orchestrated the murder of Marilyn Monroe were the same people who facilitated the murder of JFK? Maybe they were both murdered by the same group?
Could be LBJ. He wanted a BJ and he didn't get it. Said if anyone's going to get a BJ around here, it's going to be LBJ. God damn
Yeah.
it. So, but what you're saying is we have a mystery. Find LBJ, Timmy. What do you mean he's dead? Oh, well, I guess that's that.
Oh,
Can't
can
really.
can you hear me okay? I think our connection's a little wonky.
Your connection's a little wonky. I can hear you great.
You can hear me? Okay. I didn't get the last thing you just said, but it's all good. I know you got two more. What's your next one? Oh, this is a good one.
Up on the next one. So that was Marilyn Monroe and JFK, and technically Bobby K too. But this
Yeah.
next one made national headlines in 2009 when Tiger Woods cheated on his wife, Elin Nordegren. I don't know how to say her name, with Rachel Uchitel. God damn it, Tiger Woods. Name fucking date simpler people. Uh, and apparently in 2009, the National Enquirer reported that Woods cheated on his wife with a nightclub manager named Rachel Uchitel. Then after that, more than 12 women soon claimed to have flings with Tiger Woods, sharing different texts and voicemails of proof, which finally led Woods to admit to infidelity and apologize. Uh, Now, here's the thing. He also claimed to be a sex addict, which is the most insane thing. He had a whole conference where he's sitting there like crying, like, it's not my fault. I'm a sex addict, ladies and gentlemen. I can't help it.
What do you think
Uh,
about that? I don't know. I I can see that anything that makes you feel good can become addicting, but, like, do you get a free pass because you claim an
no.
addiction?
I think
I
it's
don't think
ridiculous.
so.
Come on. Everybody, like, for God's sakes, everybody can find someone hot. That's fine. But when you get fucking married, you gotta know to have some self control and say no. If you fucking don't want to live by those rules, then simply don't get married and just keep banging. You have all the money in the world, you could bang till he was 90. Like, you know? So I don't know. I just think he's a rich guy, known all over the world. Hot women are going to want to throw themselves at him, and he simply can't say no. I sure he's thinking with his dick, but is he an addict? That's the reason, like an alcoholic who fucking you just leave him with a bottle, like his like must drink it. No, I do not think that it's that way. Otherwise, he would be fucking like a cantaloupe or something if he's left alone to his own devices and can't find a woman. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
does he jerk off 78 times a day? You know, it's like, no, dude. It's just mysteriously your disease awakens when a hot piece of ass walks into your house. Oh, no, I don't buy it. But as a result of his celebrity affairs, Mr. Tiger Woods ended up losing a bunch of celebrity endorsements, had to take a break from tournaments, and divorce his wife in 2010. However, unlike his wife here, unlike many others on the list, did not take this shit lying down. No, no, no. His mistress took it laying down, but that's irrelevant. That's a different part of the story.
Yeah.
Sometimes, doggy, but a story soon emerged that Tiger Woods' wife, Elin Nordegren, attacked Tiger Woods with a golf club, and he responded by naming the issue a private matter. However, there were totally pictures, and she beat his ass. Like, I'm pretty sure he like backed up his SUV, and she was like screaming and hitting the fucking car with a golf club. And I'm pretty sure she even got him a couple times with it before everything was
Well, it's
broken
like
up.
poetic justice because he's a star golf player, so to
Right,
use, like,
right.
his instrument against him is, like, beautiful.
Absolutely. So I normally wouldn't agree with someone using a golf club against another human being. I feel like you should put your dukes up and go. But in the case of a scorned woman like this, after he had over 12 affairs
Yeah.
cheating on you, I'm sorry, Tiger Woods got every inch of what needed to come his way. Every bit of that ass whooping was deserved, and every bit of losing his endorsements. Because no, Tiger Woods was known as like the good guy, like a happy-go-lucky kind of motivational guy. He was the American dream, a half black, half Asian man who made it in a mostly white sport, despite racism, despite everything. He was an American hero, so it's good to bring him down a peg or notch if he's also fucking, like having that many affairs. Like, he wasn't even married to this woman for that long. Like, how many affairs are you goddamn having, dude? Like, what the fuck?
Mess.
That's absurd. That's insane. Anyways.
Anyways, this is my last one,
Oh,
and
good.
this is, like, one of the first stories of, like, my childhood, 'cause I remember when I was younger, when Princess Di died, that was like the first like celebrity death that like I remember, you know.
Yeah,
I remember being
totally.
like, wow, this is a big deal. And like I remember my grandma, my sister, my mom, everyone was upset, like, oh,
Yeah,
she was such a
people were
nice
so
person.
sad. Totally. I
Yeah.
remember that.
But if you look at like her life with then Prince Charles, now King Charles, like it's kind of doomed from the beginning. So we all know that King Charles married the other woman, Camilla.
Hmm.
And Camilla was like the homewrecking hussy in this situation. So I don't know if you know this, but um, Charles and Camilla actually met in like 1970 and they dated for a little while. But then Charles left to serve in the Royal Navy. But when he returned, Camilla was on to the next dude and she married this guy named Andrew
Jeez.
Parker Bowles in like 1973. I think they got married. So then I think Charles got married to Princess Di in 1981, but then on like the down low, a year prior to that wedding, he was still kind of dipping and doing with Camilla. So Camilla was cheating on her husband. Charles was cheating
Jeez.
on his wife.
Oof.
I think that um there was a story that he always carried a picture around of Camilla in his wallet, like at all times.
What the fuck?
Um, and then ultimately the story broke and I think later on Princess Di had her own like side piece too,
Oh yeah.
which I think is fair, but it was just what could have been a storybook beautiful, you know, family dynamic
A
became
Cinderella
like
story, literally a Cinderella
horrible.
story. Because she was like a
And
school teacher before, and he, it was like a prince swept her off her feet, and now she's doing good in the world, and she's doing all this shit. And I'm sorry, but no offense to Camilla, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you don't leave Lady D for Camilla. That's
oh,
absurd. That
100%. And
absurd.
um I can't imagine anyone with those ears sweeping anyone off their feet.
No, no
Like,
way.
Charles, yikes, like, what a busted ugh,
You
I
better
can't
have
imagine.
a 12-inch penis and be the funniest man alive for a face like that. Let me just tell you.
Maybe he looked good with his shirt off, maybe because, some girls would be like they could be a total dud, they could have no job, they could be broke as a joke, but if they take their shirt off, they got, like, a six-pack abs and they're tall, then, like, women are like, "Okay, I'll give it leeway," you know what I mean?
Totally,
So who
totally.
knows, but I'm telling you, with those ears, I don't care if you have Prince in your title. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how nice you are. I can't do it. I'm not. I don't want to ride on the back of Dumbo anywhere. No, thank you.
I know, man. Yeah, it's crazy, and it just blows my mind. Again, Charles, read the room, bro. You're like a five at best. You're like a five after like a half a bottle of fucking vodka. You know what I mean? You leave Princess Diana? No,
I
no, no,
also think that King Charles. I don't know um how the UK feels about the monarchy. I don't know. I'm not there. Um, I I do know that a lot of people were really upset when Queen Elizabeth passed away. I know that people are very, like, interested uh, in the royal family. I know that they're a huge symbol in the UK,
right.
but I don't think anyone truly respects Camilla. I think it's just something people don't
No,
talk about, but
totally.
I don't really see anyone excited to meet her or to interview her, you know what I mean? I
No,
don't really
totally.
see
Agreed.
it's just, like, unspoken. Okay,
Like,
she's the next woman. We don't care for her, but we're just if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So we're just gonna keep it moving.
totally. And to be fair, I also feel like it's not necessarily Charles. I mean, I just feel like the power of the monarchy, as far as the way that it's being beloved. Like, I feel like the Queen was also viewed as the world's grandma too. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Charles is kind of like, he came to power as an old man, and he was the bumbling one. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be hard for him to get the kind of love that the Queen got. Um, but at least I see him winning brownie points because, for example, he wore his like military grade outfit the other day, and then he had the Canada stuff on in solidarity with Canada after Trump's comments and shit. So people are like, "Oh, look at him showing, hey asshole, this isn't America, 51st state. This is Canada's got some backup type thing." So I don't know, but it's gonna be very tough for her to ever win a popularity award against with people that know her history. And
Mhm.
Camilla just doesn't have. There's something about Lady D and Princess Diana that was so goddamn just like sweet and beautiful, and she was like you just rooted for her, and she had this like happy charisma to her that Camilla just doesn't have. So Camilla has side piece charisma.
I think Princess Di was photographed, I think, either shaking the hand or hugging an AIDS patient.
Yep.
And at the time, people were like, "Don't touch them," and she's like,
Yeah.
"It's fine, like, they need a hug," but
Totally.
she was a very compassionate person, and I think that Princess Kate Middleton has really big shoes to fill when she's eventually the queen.
Totally. Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, what can you do? What's your last one?
That's right. We have made it to the end of the list here, Mr. Mo. The final one. The final countdown. Okay, I've gone too far. And this one had to be my number one because it's, of course, when Arnold Schwarzenegger cheated on Maria Shriver
Mhm.
with Mildred Baena. And let me tell you the story because this wasn't the first time that Arnold had cheated on Maria Shriver. No, but this was the one that led directly to the end of the marriage with Maria Shriver. And I put this at number one because not only was it revealed that Arnold got it on with Mildred Baena, who happened to be his housekeeper, but that this love affair is unlike any of the other ones because this one produced a love child in 1997 in the name of Joseph Baena. And if you look at this fucking kid, he looks just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like there's
Uh,
no denying it
Absolutely.
that is his son. And to be fair, Arnold, when the story came out, Arnold acknowledged his son and has been very present in his life, which is good. He's been a good dad, but like they kept this a secret from 1997 to 2011. So it is a big fucking deal. It rocked Hollywood at the time that it came out, especially because for those of you who don't know who Maria Shriver is, she is a Kennedy, and being a Kennedy, uh, your life kind of gets amplified, especially once you're married to Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. So yes, Arnold. Can you imagine him having like a father son moment with his son who's just like him in every way? Hey son, let's have a game of catch. It'll be very fun. Oh yes, Dad. Let's go have the fun right now. Oh, catch! Oh, I caught it. Now let's hug.
I think a few years before that, didn't he have a big affair with Brigitte Nielsen?
Yes, he did. Also cheating on
She's like
Maria
an
Shriver.
Amazon woman.
Yes, Brigitte Nielsen, for those of you that don't know, was seen in Rocky IV as Ivan Drago's wife, and that was her prime hotness. Then you later saw her with Flava Flav. And what was the name of that show when they got together? Uh,
Surreal Life?
Surreal Life, maybe on VH1, I think it was. But yeah, she ended up
I
dating
think that's where
Flava
they
Flav.
met.
Yes, 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 correct. And they were a thing for a while, but by then she was kind of not really her prime hotness. But she was married to Sylvester Stallone for a while, which I think would explain why Arnold would want to bang that, considering now they're boys, but at the time they were rivals. So I can see Arnold be like, "I'm here to show you what the real man is all about." The bend over. I can imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger having sex too. Like, oh, you got to lick whipped cream off my pecs. Sexy Arnold. Oh, give it to her. So yes, I had to put this as number one because it shocked Hollywood. But having a love child be revealed in 2011 is some fucking telenovela thing. Especially he has a Latino stepchild. It's so telenovela. It's so perfect.
And I think that Arnold and Maria split 10 years after that reveal. So she tried it, and then 10 years later she divorced. I think they divorced in 2021.
Oh, let me see from Arnold.
And she got half of everything and a pension. Like she
Oh,
made out
wow.
like a bandit.
Well, they divorced in 2021, but they were separated for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So they finalized the divorce in 2021, but yeah, they had been separated officially when that
He's even
relationship.
gone on record saying like he regrets whatever mistakes he made to split up his family, and that he regrets that. And so, I mean, you did what you did. It sucks. Like, these are the consequences, but at least that he takes ownership. He's like, I made a
Totally.
mistake.
And again, he's been a great father to the kid who does weightlifting and stuff, and he's into modeling and whatever. And so he's gonna have great ends to the industry now because of his papa. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's a man that he's really grown as he's gotten older. And so I hold no hate towards Arnold. I'm like that bitch Angelina Jolie, who's out there wrecking homes.
Yeah.
So if you learn anything from this list, ladies and gentlemen, just know to keep your man away from Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
She'll get him.
Good thing that Elizabeth Taylor is rotting in hell right now for all the shit that she pulled back in the day. You hear that down there?
I'm just
Gladiator!
I'm just sad she never got to see Gladiator 2, which I just saw last night. It was pretty awesome.
Gladiator 2? I'm gonna howl. Ooh!
But anyways, that's our list here at the Frat Chat
That's our
podcast. That is the juiciest celebrity affairs here in Hollywood. And yes, that's right. Answer is the most question. Who did we miss? Were there any celebrity affairs you want us to do? We can revisit this topic again. So give us a follow on all social channels. Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Threads. That's on YouTube. You can send us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also give me a follow. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. Check out my socials, Carlos Does the World, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Carlos Does the World on Twitter/X. And of course, follow my good buddy CMO over here at chris.moore.comedy. That is on Instagram. That is on TikTok. That is, actually, I don't know if you're on Threads yet, but you can also check CMO Comedy on Twitter/X if you want to send him some naughty DMs under a certain amount of characters. Oh, yeah. Still Mr. Mo. That was a very juicy list. And now that we know how to spell juiciest, why don't you please get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us for another week in 69 countries around the world. Oh, yes. And of course, we're back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts and time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Bye.